Accidentally turned the camera off. That's annoying. Okay. Now, I have an idea. I'm going to break this video down and edit it into sections, and then post it in a way that people can take tidbits of. Instead of it just being a movie, the story of my life, it'll be, explaining from beginning to end up until this point. Now, I don't actually have a way that I can access my phone and read while still recording at the same time. I'm just now thinking about that, and that's very important because the conclusion of everything I was going to talk about was something that I learned earlier today, which means a lot to me. But anyways, so starting from beginning to end, we're now at middle school, entering middle school. At this point, I started practicing parkour. I always loved being fast. I was always, that's what it was at Penn Release. Like, speed and athleticism was what made you cool. If you were in shape, if you could fuck up another person, you were cool. Now, we're not talking about actually fighting. Like, nobody ever fought. But, like, sports, they got physical. It was very, very, very competitive. And I think that's the reason why I'm so competitive to this day. Because it's a game. It's what makes it fun. The fact that you might lose is what makes everything so much more worth it whenever you win. And that means you have to fight with everything that you have. You're not a goddamn loser. I will not be a fucking loser. And that's what it was all about. So, and part of that, the part that stuck out to me the most and that I always loved the most growing up was speed. And I think that's why whenever I left elementary school over summer break, that's whenever I watched a parkour video. And I do not want to understate this. This is real. I remember whenever I watched that video, I felt a fire burn in my heart, adrenaline coursing through. And immediately, I remember I looked up videos of how to do the parkour roll, because I'm watching this parkour video of these people jumping rooftop to rooftop, climbing shit like it was nothing. And I wanted to be able to do that. That invigorated me. It set a fire in my soul that I needed to do this, and that's exactly what I did. I laid down a duvet cover. I put down pillows on the ground, and then a duvet cover over that, and then like something else for extra padding. It was 3 layers, and then after that, I just rolled, got up, rolled, got up, rolled, and after that, anytime I saw something that I could like climb on or try to do something, I would do it. I started teaching myself how to do parkour, and that's what I did over the summer. And I even started to get lessons from my mom. My mom and my dad, they took me out, and thank you, Mom and Dad, for doing this to me. That really meant the world to me, taking me out and letting me chase that fire. Once a week on Wednesdays at, I believe, it was 7 o'clock. It would always be dark out whenever we would go. I believe it was 7 o'clock. It could have been 5. I don't believe it was 6. But 7's late, man. I don't know. But anyways, around that time, in the afternoon, I would go out for a class that was, I believe, an hour to an hour and a half long. And they would just teach you. And I took those lessons and I applied them. I would stay late after school and I would practice parkour almost every day. During lunch, I would practice parkour. Anytime, if I was walking past something and it looked like something I could climb or jump over, I would do it because it never left me. There's a saying I've been starting to say now as I've become obsessed with music, and it's that it's the music doesn't leave you, you leave the music. And it was the same with parkour. Parkour wouldn't leave me. I would leave parkour, if that made sense. But I refused to leave parkour. I refused to. It became a part of me. So that anytime I saw something, I have to do it now. And you can ask my mom that. My mom and dad. They were like, I remember going out to the movies, and then on the way to the movies, there were all these like bars to climb and like all of these walls that you could climb. And I would always do it from there and back. And I remember even going to the movies with, I don't remember her name. It could have been Miss Jill and Jameson, but Miss Jill has passed away. Jameson was one of my childhood best friends from Friendly Baptist Church. But Miss Jill, she passed away. But I think it was her I went to where she saw me do it, and she was like, oh my God. what is this kid doing? It was so fun. So there was that. And then after that, I transitioned to 6th grade. And that's where I was staying late after school and doing parkour during lunch. I became friends with Keith. My friend that I made, Alex, in 5th grade, I became friends with him. And then I remember day 1 of 6th grade in PE class, me going out and seeing him. And I met Keith, and Keith, me and him, he saw me doing parkour and he liked it, so he got into it. And I was teaching him how to do parkour. And then that was pretty much just 6th and 7th grade. I believe in 8th grade, I kind of leaned off of it a little bit, but I was still known as the parkour kid. That was my nickname at school because people would come out and see me climb shit, and they'd be like, oh, parkour kid. So, yeah, there's that. Now, real quick, I just want to, before I get too far, I want to make sure I am recording. Okay, good. Because I didn't want to have to repeat everything. Just want to double check. That hasn't happened before, thank God, but because I really don't have time to re-record videos. So yeah, that was pretty much middle school. I was the weird kid. I became depressed at this point because even though I still had my own set of friends who, you know, I enjoyed, like I've made great memories with them. Times where we were laughing so hard that we were crying. Good people. And I remember the memories associated with that time feel cold. And that's because after I left, I lost the church that I always went to once a week, and then other activities among that we did for the church, because I'm the pastor's child, I don't have a choice. I lost all of my friends that I had made growing up, and now I have no way to even keep in touch with them. I did with Flint, and he was my childhood best friend. I wonder where he's at today. I wish I could reach back out to him. But I'm also kind of afraid that we've changed, that I've changed so much that I wouldn't even really recognize him, and he wouldn't recognize me. Like, we wouldn't want to be friends, you know what I mean? And that sucks to think about, but it's something that one day I will give it a shot. But anyways, I lost all of my friends. I lost the church, which was also a big part of me, even though I didn't really give a shit about the church. It was still, I've been doing this my entire life. And then we're moving out to the city, so I'm not in the country anymore, and I'm just sitting in my room all day, and my parents got divorced. So it was like my entire life just in a way got flipped upside down, and I went from being the bully, being the cool kid on top, to being the one on the bottom, the one that people made jokes at. And it's very interesting whenever that happens to you at such a young age, because it really teaches you a lesson that just because something is doesn't mean it always will be. And to not take things for granted. They will change, motherfucker. Best believe it. Just be happy with where you're at. Be happy in the moment. You know, and that's a topic for another day. So, I learned a very valuable lesson during this time that I did get depressed. I started to cut myself. I do remember that. I still kind of have burns that are vague, and a burn right here that's vague. Scars on my hips. You don't really see the scars on my arms much anymore, thank God. But that was something I got over. I just remember I was sitting in the shower, feeling sorry for myself like a little bitch. And I just remember getting angry, bro. Just fucking angry out of nowhere. I was thinking all of the negative thoughts that I would make myself think, almost like it was a routine. And then I caught myself. Because you know what I thought about? I thought about my D-Daddy. My D-Daddy, who I really didn't get to spend that much time with, and honestly really don't know. I have vague memories of him. I thought about him and how he passed, and I was making myself feel sorry for that. And then that's when I got angry. Who the fuck are you to use that to feel sorry for yourself when you didn't even know the motherfucker? You didn't even really know him. You wish you did, but you don't. Get over it. And it was right then that I was like, dude, your fucking mom's in the other room, a single mom having to take care of 3 kids, working her ass off. She's almost never fucking home. And she sits in that room by herself while you sit in the shower like a little bitch, feeling sorry for yourself when you could be doing something. And it was that moment right there, I changed. For the rest of my life, I changed. I got so fucking angry that I just felt like such an asshole, man. It's hard not to get emotional. So, from that moment on, I decided to change. And that's whenever I no longer felt depressed. I still felt a pull to go back to the way that I felt before. Like, it's almost like that dark feeling was familiar. It was cold, it was dark, but it was comfortable. I've been there before, it was familiar. But despite that, I got out of my room. I stopped sitting in there. I stopped feeling sorry for myself. I stopped cutting myself. I even stopped listening to, the amount of sad music that I was listening to. And I spent time with my mom. And now I have great memories growing up where I hate this shit. I have great memories growing up where it would just be I'm sorry. Me and my mom just watching TV together, just spending time together. I'm gonna have to pause this video. Alright, I didn't expect this. I'm sorry. This is not something I was prepared for. Alright. Get over it, bitch. There you go. Alright, but it was just great memories of me and my mom just sitting on the couch and just watching TV together, spending time together, and that's something that I don't believe I'll ever be able to do again. Fuck, dude. Alright. Alright. Sorry about that. Anyways, I love my mom, Love hurts in the best way possible because love is real. Those were great memories of mine. I'm just going to move past that part. But, yeah, I remember, that's where things started to change and where it got a lot more positive. I remember everything started to just feel bright. And looking back, I remember that. As you can tell, it was just like waking up after sleeping for so long. The feeling associated with it, it's hard to describe. Moving on from that, because holy shit, I need to move on from that. Start of high school. Yeah, baby. Again, still a loser, but honestly, because of my humor, I was able to befriend the seniors who were cool. I made jokes that they liked, and looking back, the jokes were honestly not creative at all. They sucked. They were just flat out racist, and they were black, but they loved it, because I could also take a joke, and I can make jokes about myself. And also, the jokes sometimes were creative. They were quick-witted, and people like that type of shit. So, because of that, in 9th grade, I had some protection. I had people looking out for me. And then as the years progressed, really high school really wasn't that eventful. I was kind of just a loser who kept to myself, had my own little group of friends. And then really for me, the priority for me was just going home and playing video games. I wasn't thinking about the day. I didn't give a fuck, I didn't get in trouble as much. In middle school, I got in trouble all the time, man. All the fucking time. I almost got expelled. And that's where I actually locked in because I changed. And what made me change was my mom. 8th grade, that shit, I almost got expelled. My mom found out about it. And I remember she was like, I'm not even mad at you. I'm just disappointed. And hearing that, I was like, it was real. When you hear that, it's real. Okay, because I'm used to being mad at it. I don't mind getting mad at it because I know a week or two from now, you'll forget about it, you'll move on. So it doesn't actually matter. But hearing something like that, where it was like the anger was taking out of it, and it was simply just the message, like, what are you doing? And I'm disappointed in you. Hearing that, I was like, okay, all right. And then that year I had A's and B's. That's the only year in school ever where I had A's and B's. I didn't have straight A's because, again, I still didn't care, and I'm happy with A's and B's. My mom was happy, so I was happy, And I only got written up like 2 or 3 times, and 2 or 3 times for some people's like, damn. But, bro, I was getting written up 20, 30 times a year, okay? A year. I was bad. All I did was look for ways to get in trouble. I was just trying to have fun. So yeah, high school really wasn't that eventful. Then COVID hit, and then I just sat in my room and played video games all day, and this is the worst part about me is, and this is what I wanted to touch on, was that, again, my whole life I always knew I was better, and I always knew I was capable, and that's one thing people don't like to hear, and that frustrates me. I'm not allowed to say that I know I'm capable. I know that if I want to get good at something, I will get good at it. I won't just get good at it, I'll be better than everybody else around me. I'm not going to say I'm the best, but I know generally I will be better than everybody else that is around me. But I'll never say I'm the best. I've never said I'm the best at something, because I know what the best looks like. I've run into people who are better than me, and I'm like, fuck, dude, that guy's good. I don't know how he does it, dude, but I want to play with that guy. That guy knows what the fuck he's talking about. You know, teach me how to play, dude. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Oh, yeah, those are the people I like to play with. Oh, that scared me. Hello. I know this is a little weird. It's kind of a break from the video. I'm actually editing this video right now. You already know we're stretching while we do it. You know, a nice little, this just helps with posture sitting in this position. But anyways, that aside, I wanted to touch on what I just spoke on, and it was where I was speaking about, you know, me saying that I'm better than others. It's just me simply being honest. I'm not saying that I'm better at everything. You know, that's ridiculous. That's not possible, okay? I'm really just saying the things that I care about. I know that I am better than most other people who care about those things, because in a way I get really hyper obsessed with it, and all I do is just do and think about that one thing. And I'm honest. So if I'm bad at something, you will see me say, I suck at this, I'm bad. And I'll be very hard on myself, and people don't understand that about me. They'll think that I'm saying that just to kind of shit on myself, when it's really just me being honest. And the part that I dislike about that is then whenever I do the opposite and then say, oh, I'm really good at this, I will not mess it up, I promise you I'm better than others around me, then all of a sudden it's like, well, okay, don't get too full of yourself. So it's like, whenever I shit on myself and admit that hey, I'm just not good at this, you know, it's like, oh, don't talk to yourself that way, this and that. But then whenever I do the opposite, and then again, just be honest and say, I know I'm good at this, I'm confident in my ability to be able to do this, it's suddenly a problem. That I just wanted to touch base on that and add an extra layer to it. Because I was typing in, you saw earlier in the video, you know, I'm putting in text to sort of like reiterate or like further explain things that I missed. But I just figured that I should probably just record this video and throw this in there, just because, you know. Anyways, I don't want to waste too much of your time. I'm going to get back to the video. Take care. Oh, that scared me. People don't like to hear that. But that's a part of, you know, why I feel insecure, because I feel like everybody nowadays, I won't even use the word mediocre, because even that's too kind. And maybe it's just because I work in, let's just say, retail. And because of that, I mean, I'm not going to say that part out loud. Sometimes you shouldn't say the quiet part out loud, you know. I don't have to be too descriptive, let's just say that. But what I can confidently say is that people nowadays, they aren't trying. They have potential, but they run away from potential. They, to put it simply, distract themselves, just like I've done to myself. I won't say that I'm better than them for that reason, because I myself have distracted myself. And again, that's something I want to touch on in the next video, which will be the video, it will be, so we've touched on in the first video, my childhood up until high school, which is still this video now. I'm trying to, like, right now plan out how many videos I want to make, but in the last video that I make, it will cover part of what I'm talking about right now, and that is distractions, that is running away, because that's like the present, and it's something that recently I've actually gotten over, and that's scary to say out loud, because then that is a real commitment, that makes it real. Can't run anymore. But anyways, I believe that most people, they just distract themselves and they don't ever actually try, and they blame it on fucking things that people have told them that they have. You don't even know. You were told that this is you. You were told who you were. You know how fucking lame that is? You know how lame that is? To put it in layman terms, that's lame as fuck, okay? But to actually explain it, it's stupid as fuck. You heard somebody tell you something and you just believed it. You didn't even try. You didn't even try. And it's stupid because you don't know. You don't even know. And the reason why you don't know is because you're always distracted, so you don't even have time to think. You don't even know what self-awareness is. You never look within. And because of that, you're comfortable. And good on you, dude. You're comfortable when you're asleep. But when you're at work and you're forced to be awake, and I can see the person standing in front of me, I can tell that you hate this. You hate every second of this. But we're doing the same thing. And I love it. I love every second because it's an opportunity. And that was what I was given. I was given the time. I'm thankful to be alive another day. I was given the opportunity that arises throughout the day to be able to do this, this, and that to the best of my ability. Not for me, not for the people that I work for, but for God. Also for me. I will say that actually for me, but for God. And then whoever I will, the people in my future, if that makes sense, you know. And to explain that real quick, that is to explain that real quick. I'm gonna end the video right there. So I just now decided that from there up until high school, that's gonna be the first part of the video. So it's weird because there is no intro, which means I should probably say all this again, edit it, do the outro, start it, explain everything that I just explained with an intro. Okay. All right. So this is a little awkward for me because I've never actually done an edit before, but that is what I'm doing. That was everything going all the way up from my childhood and personal experiences that I've dealt with my whole life and my life and, how I treated it, key moments that, have happened. Not all of them, but the ones that really matter to me, all the way up until high school. And other than that, that's the end of the video. That's everything that I'm going to cover in this video. That was just kind of like stage one. Now the next step is really just a more introspective look into today, into my character of who I am now. That is what the next video is going to be about. I'm excited to talk about it, and I hope you stay around for it to listen to the whole story from beginning to end, because this is the story of my life, and I am only 21 years old. I know I got a lot longer to go, not to make it a little bit too crazy, but it's just something I've been trying to work out in my head because I've had a lot more time to think now. I cut out all of my bad habits, and now I have a routine that I stick to every day. I know what's going to happen, and because of that, it's like all I have is time to think. I'm doing all the things that I need to do right. I'm not going to explain that because that's a long story, but you've heard it before. But anyways, yeah, to stop myself from rambling on, this is the end of the video. I hope to see you in the next one. If not, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you go out and do something that matters to you, or at least others around you, or something that just matters because you shouldn't procrastinate and you should do it now, not later. Other than that, again, I really hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe. God bless.